Disrupting a disrupted supply chain to catalyze innovation. To talk about that today, I have with me George Koutsaftes, who is President and CEO of Honeywell's Productivity and Safety Solutions. Welcome, George.
Thank you, Helen. Great to be here.
Welcome, George. So could you tell us about some of the challenges that you see in the supply chain right now?
Yeah, Helen, the two biggest challenges we see in the supply chain today, one is labor shortage and availability. We are still, coming out of the impact of the pandemic, which had exacerbating impact on the supply chain, both from a demand point of view, but also the availability of labor. And we're still in that today, and we don't see that changing anytime into the future. In fact, if you look at it just from a United States perspective, if every job that was open today was filled with unemployed workers, you still have over 4 million jobs unfilled. So every one of our customers are dealing with this as a challenge. And the second thing is we're still dealing with the whipsaw effect that we're having with the availability of supply and the complexity of the consumer demand. And that's changing rapidly. More and more consumers are expecting more from the retailers, on demand, available product, and the complexity of the demand and the timing of that is creating challenges for our customers, retailers, and the supply chain overall.
Do you think that volatility in consumer behavior and demand is going to calm down anytime soon?
I don't see that changing. In fact, I think it's going to continue to evolve. And a number of the retailers that I speak with on a daily basis talk about the evolving complexity of the goods that they're buying and have to put into the stores and how they address that, the complexity.
That's amazing. So what do you think some of the best practices are that you could recommend to people to deal with all this volatility and disruption?
Well, a couple things. One is more so today than ever before, software and machine learning and artificial intelligence are going to create a bigger and bigger role in helping supply chain leaders deal with that complexity. Interoperability is also an important point. And so what we have to enable our supply chain customers to be able to do is design, simulate, and emulate their outcomes based upon their own data and have machine learning and artificial intelligence through software enablement to continue to grab data off of their operations, become smarter and more predictive. And this is really where the world is kind of going, where the industry is going and where it needs to go. And it makes robotic solutions, material handling solutions, as well as workers more agile in their operations.
Let's talk about interoperability for a little bit. Could you define that for us?
Sure. Interoperability is the ability to take discrete assets, whether it's a robot, a material handling asset, or even a worker, and having a software layer called the warehouse execution layer that allows for the effective communication handoff of those assets in a simulated in a seamless manner. And so by doing that, and by doing it effectively, many industry consultants and analysts estimate you can pretty much double the capacity and output of the supply chain just through efficient handoff and planning of those assets.
So we're really talking about dovetailing the available assets to make the most of them. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Fantastic. We're coming out of the pandemic, we hope. What do you see as the future of warehousing going forward?
The North Star that everybody speaks about in terms of the future of warehousing is the dark warehouse, right? But we're light years away from that. And what we have to reconcile with is how we provide agile and flexible solutions to a growing, insatiable demand of customers, which is the mid-market space. We often talk about the supply chain operations in the context of large retailers and large e-commerce providers, names you would know. But we don't talk about a lot are the mid-sized retailers, the mid-sized consumer packaged goods companies who also need automation. And what's interesting today is that the scalability of robotic offerings enabled by software and sensors and also voice-guided work solutions allows the scalability such that a smaller retailer or a smaller consumer goods company can actually get a standard solution and then escalate their journey to greater and greater automation and greater investment as they grow.
Fantastic. George, tell us a little bit about what Honeywell Safety and Productivity Solutions does.
Well, we're a leading provider of material handling solutions, mobility and scanning solutions, so mobile computers and scanners that you would see at an airport or a logistics company, as well as sensors. And sensors are the foundation of all this that is enabled. And on top of all that, we're a software provider. So we provide all these solutions in the context of retail, transportation, logistics, warehousing. And we also do this, we provide our sensors into the aerospace industry as well as the healthcare industry.
Thank you so much, George, for being with us today.
Helen, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
We've been talking about disrupting a disrupted supply chain to catalyze innovation with George Koutsaftes from Honeywell. Thank you for watching.